8 months and still failing. Ooh. So let's talk about that. There's a long question that came in and I want us to address it together. As usual, Hey, this is Ola coming to you live from my myEmpirePRO studios. If I haven't said that, by the way, Happy New Year to you and your family. Happy New Year. I hope that this year brings you tons of prosperity. I hope it brings you the success you're looking for in real estate wholesaling. With that being said, today we're talking about 8 months and still failing. Ooh. So let's talk about that. There's a long question that came in and I want us to address it together. As usual, you will learn a lot. Stick around till the end if you're brand new here, because I have a special gift for you. So here's the question. So I've been doing the wholesaling thing for 8 months. What is wholesaling? Wholesaling, real estate wholesaling to be precise, is the art and the science of finding deeply discounted properties, locking them under a purchase contract, right? And then selling the rights to execute that contract to other people for very lucrative fees, $1,000, $2,000, averaging $20,000 per deal. My highest is $82,000. You can do a lot more than there are people that have done $200,000, one fee from one deal. But this game, or the game of entrepreneurship, keep in mind, it's not about windfalls, it's about cash flow. But we'll talk about that in a second here. But that's what wholesaling is about. So I've been doing the wholesaling thing for 8 months. Somebody has been doing that, right? I've had callback, but most are not interested or they just say no. So remember I said it's the art and science of finding deeply discounted properties, which comes from distressed sellers, motivated sellers, people that need to sell a property that has become liability for them, right? But this person has been doing some kind of marketing, I hope, right? And it says getting a lot of callback, people are calling back, but most are not interested or just say no. I have a news flash for you. Just like in marketing, in any kind of business, most are not going to be interested. Because if most were interested, everyone will be doing this business, right? It just makes sense, right? But the reason why most people fail at this business, 98% of people fail at this, 95 plus people fail at it. 98% of people that drive for dollars and knocking on doors fail. That's just fact. The reason is because most answers are you're gonna get no. That's why any kind of manual marketing strategies will not work for you. It will frustrate you out of the business because most of the answers you're gonna get are no. But the big deals, the $30,000 deals, the $40,000 deals will come from the yeses. And when you get those yes, they're absolutely all worth it. So it's good to understand, have a good expectation that, hey, I'm getting in this game. This is business like any other day. I'm going to have to market. Most people that will encounter my brand or the offer that I have or the solution that I bring to some kind of table will say no, okay? But the more you understand the problem solution formula, the less no's you're going to have, right? Or let me say it like this, the less no you're going to have in your face. One of the worst things you can have, one of the worst positions you can set yourself up in any business, including real estate wholesaling, is to position yourself in a place where you're getting no slapped in your face like this all the time, right? You're human. I still hate rejections. I've been doing this since 2005. I still hate rejection passionately, okay? That doesn't feel good, okay? That's just, I don't know what to tell you. I don't care how good of a, closer you could be. This one is a closer. I'm a hell of a closer. You're good at sales. No one feels good when they encounter a rejection. That's why it takes a lot of practice. That's why if there's a way you can build this business without having no slapped in your face all the time, like just pure rejections, then it's always the best place to be because you can then apply consistency, because the number one secret in this game is consistently getting no's, because the yes will come. If you can put yourself in a position where you get consistent no's, right, it's just natural that yes will show up at some point. So build a system to collect no's and filter the yeses out, right? And then understand, have an expectation that most answers are going to be no. That way you don't set yourself up for failure. So that's the newsflash. Person says, I've had callbacks, but most are not interested or they say no. That's normal, okay? So I gather a strong list from List Source, which is a place where you can get data of owners in foreclosures. Because remember, you're looking for distressed sellers, people that their properties have become liabilities, people that needs to get rid of a property. So this could be people in foreclosure or facing foreclosure, tax delinquency, divorce, unwanted inheritances, which you have to get involved with probate and stuff like that, and or just needs too much repairs, things like that. Those are the reasons that put people in a position of being a distressed seller, where they would need to sell at a steep discount, which is your bread and butter, right? So I've gathered a strong list of data, right, from ListSource and other software. So all you can get from softwares, we did another video on, can software create cash buyers? We answered that question. Only systems can be built to do that, right? But here we're talking about, software. It's just a software that scrapes the internet for houses that are potentially vacant, right? Which can result in distressed ownership, right? Out of state owners, just collecting of all those information, right? That's all it does. They're not leads until you actually spoke to a person who is potentially interested in selling at a discount, right? So data to leads, all right? But if you follow Smart Wholesaling, we show you how to skip 80% of all that and use information and flip information to leads and then to deals. At the end of this video, we'll talk about that, okay? So I send out emails, okay? So phone calls and letters and postcards each week. So this person is reaching out, marketing. Kudos to this person. They're marketing. At least they're marketing. Most people say this business is not working out for me, but they're not marketing. They're busy driving around for dollars, collecting data. Collecting data, driving around for dollars is not marketing, okay? Knocking on doors is actually better because at least you get to talk to someone, but more dangerous and a waste of your time for the most part, okay? But again, topic for another day, right? I put out bandit signs weekly. Bandit signs are not bad, by the way. The only thing that makes it bad is that you're now exposed to litigation or having the enforcement codes. You know what bandit signs are? If you don't know what bandit signs, they're basically the yellow signs with black prints on it that says we buy houses, that you see in the worst neighborhoods, right? It says we buy houses, call this 800 number. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars for that. But here's the deal. I didn't like the idea that a city enforcement code officer is calling me to threaten me with a $1,500 ticket, okay? I don't want to find out if I'm going to get $1,500 ticket. It's not worth it. It's not my idea of freedom in entrepreneurship, right? So that's the only reason why I don't support bandit signs, okay? However, if you want to set up bandit signs on Facebook, as long as you know you can spend the money you're spending weekly indefinitely, even if you don't close a deal, then you can do that. But if you know that you'll get tired of this if you don't close a deal, don't do it. There are better ways to market, I promise you. But just stick around, okay? So the person says, I put out bandit signs, right, weekly, but nothing yet, okay? Well, you gotta be consistent, okay? You gotta be consistent, and nothing yet, do you mean callbacks? Well, you're getting callbacks. You just gotta be consistent with answering those calls, because the deal will show up at some point if you can continue. Now, putting up bandit signs every week is not necessarily a position that's enjoyable, okay? It takes a lot of work. It diminishes your chances that you can be consistent, right? Because the number one secret in this game is consistency. If you cannot do that marketing activity every week consistently, you will fail. If you can do it consistently every week and you're positioned in a place where you don't mind, you will win. It's just a matter of time, okay? Now, how long can you wait before you quit? Completely different question, okay? All right, so let's keep going here. I know it can't be that hard to get a deal in Cleveland. Well, what do you mean by hard? If you think it's just supposed to fall out of the skies, yes, it can be that hard. And hard is not the same thing as simple, okay? Hard is opposite of easy, right? Is it easy? No. If it was easy, everyone else would be doing it, right? But you can position yourself in a place that makes it a little bit more easier. If you're driving around for dollars, putting bandit signs up weekly, your cold calling, it's a lot harder. Just because it's harder. It's harder to get on the phone and be calling people. Cold calling is hard. Okay, not only that, you're competing with 500 other wholesalers that are doing the same thing, so it gets that much harder. Okay, so can you please give some advice that could help out? Okay, so I think I've given some advice here. Okay, I think I've given some advices here already, just by reading through. Like I said, no's are normal, okay, but they don't feel normal because I still don't enjoy rejections. But one thing you can do, my advice for you, is set up marketing systems that doesn't put you in a position to get no's in your face. There are no's coming into the system. You're collecting no's because the people that can collect the most no's will make the most money. That's just the way it works. But if you have the no's in your face, no, N-O, coming in your face all the time, you're positioned to potentially quit on yourself eventually. And that's not fun, okay? And so 8 months and failing and still failing, your luck is to still be in the game. And I can bet money that you've come in and out of the game in all those 8 months. Maybe you had 2 months break at one point, and then you started again, and then you went hard for 2 weeks, and then you quit on yourself. At some point, you're just gonna forget that wholesaling exists. And that's what happens to most people. So what I'm going to recommend for you is smart wholesaling at this point, especially if you haven't closed your first deal. If you're closing deals consistently, keep doing what you're doing. Don't argue with your phone, okay? Keep doing what you're doing. But if you know that you haven't closed a deal, you've closed one deal and you haven't been able to follow through, or you haven't closed a deal at all, it's time for you to learn wholesaling the right way for 2000 and digital. It's called Smart Wholesaling. Just go to smartrealestatewholesaling.com. Download this book. It's free PDF. You can also get the paperback. You can also get the audiobook in the Kindle. And if you go there right now, I will give you this for free. Real Estate Money Secret, I will give you that as a bonus for free. All right? Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I will see you on the next one. Peace.